I think everyone has to take greater care when driving on rural roads, be that general car motorists or truck drivers. I think they've got to be aware of the size of their vehicle, and that usually rural roads are more narrow and have a lot more gravel and things to spray up on other cars, and the wind factor when you drive past a truck, it can really push your car a lot. And you know, just the general intimidation of a big truck coming your way on a narrow road can be quite confronting if you're going at high speeds, you know, of 100.
Yeah, I think they do need to take greater care when driving on rural roads, just because rural roads can be so much more dangerous. There can be potholes and anything that's unexpected, and the asphalt can sometimes not be fully concealed properly, so there could be gravel flicking off the road.
In the area that I live, truck drivers are pretty good drivers overall. I've never really seen any serious incidents or reckless driving or anything, so from my experience in my area, no, I don't think so.
I think they're probably one of the safest vehicles on the roads, and I think truck drivers are on the roads more than normal drivers, so I think it's the drivers around the trucks that need to take more care.
There's a lot more that can go wrong with the truck. It's easy to stop a little passenger car, but when it comes to the truck, you have a lot more responsibility on the roads.
I think just general passenger car users find trucks scary and intimidating, so instantly they think, oh, they're dangerous drivers just because they're driving a heavy load, especially when trucks are involved in car accidents. I think the truck drivers get the blame most of the time, especially if it's a truck and a car accident.
I think there is an unfair general perception of truck drivers. They're thought to be the worst drivers of the road. That's just what I feel is the general perception. And if there's ever an accident involving a truck, they always seem to be the one to blame. It's never the car's fault.
They're on the roads more than normal vehicles, so I think they're better drivers than most. Personally, I know a truck driver, and he's one of the safest drivers on the roads.
They're obviously the biggest vehicles on the road, and they're very intimidating to drive around, so everyone's just naturally scared of them. I know I am when I have two trucks next to me on the road. I'm just scared of them, but I don't think that they're bad drivers, but people do perceive that because they're the most intimidating on the roads, and when they are in an accident, people usually will blame them.
I think this is an area that needs great improvement. Taking greater caution around trucks really needs to be considered by all the other cars on the road, because they can't easily stop as cars can. They need a larger braking distance, they have more weight on board when merging, everything like that. So I definitely think cars need to have more consideration for trucks on the road.
From personal experiences, I know a lot of people, when they see a truck on the road, they just try and overtake them and get in front of them, and trucks can't slow down as much as normal vehicles, so I think when people see a truck, they just need to get in front of them or get around them.
I think the general motorists can just become in their little bubble of their own car and not think about what's around them, and they need to really be aware of, you know, what is around them on the roads. And you know, when you pull up to traffic lights on a hill, that trucks are usually manual and they will roll back, and you know, you've got to leave space for that. You've got to leave space for if something comes out on the road for them to stop. They can't stop like a little normal passenger car. They take a lot longer, and it's a lot harder with the weight on it too. They can't just stop straight like a little car. You know, it can shift the weight of the vehicle and cause an accident of it, you know, turning, flipping and everything like that. So yeah, you really do need to be cautious.
They need to take greater caution, just because trucks, they need a bigger braking distance. They can't manoeuvre themselves as good as car users. Yeah, I think cars need to give truck drivers space to react to anything that might occur on the road.
No, I think everyone drives differently around corners and things like that. I mean, my car's 25 years old, so I have to take it a lot easier. it's not the most comfortable ride, but then driving my mum's Golf, I can take it, 15 k's faster around the corner and you don't even feel it. And it's not unsafe or speeding, it's just a safer car and handles a lot better.
I think they should be made enforceable. I think all cars should follow what the signs say. It just makes everyone safe on the roads.
I think everyone knows how their vehicle handles, whether you're in a truck, a car, a bike. You know exactly how your car drives, so you need to drive according to that.
I think everybody knows the normal speed limits, so they'll go that limit, and if they need to slow going around a corner, I think they will, and most of the time they do.
I think it would, because it makes people aware of the issues that are currently on the road.
I think national media attention would always be effective in improving no matter what, so if it's something that needs improving, then definitely I think it should be done.
I think it would be for anything. More awareness on any subject's always good, so I think in this instance, yes.
I think there should be more advertisement on televisions and around the roads and anywhere else that will effectively get the message across to road users.
I think things to do with school zones and rail crossings needs improving, because there's many accidents that happen along rail crossings and things like that. But overall, I think it's pretty easy to drive on rural roads.
I think some education surrounding driving around trucks would be beneficial to road users.
Sometimes there's speed limits heading out towards the more rural areas. The speed limit I think is a little bit too high for the amount of lanes that are on the road, so most of the time it's one lane per direction, and I think that when cars are travelling at 100 kilometres per hour, I think that can be a little bit unsafe, especially for the cars that don't feel comfortable driving at that speed.
Drivers are just getting complacent and not paying attention around themselves. I think, a lot of roads can do with a lot of maintenance and things like that, but I think the biggest change should be in driver education and safety that they should take on themselves. Not, you can spend a lot of money on things, but unless people change their mindset, not much will change.